was down in Tampa, there were some people that were had flown to Tampa from Wilmington on cruise, and they liked it. We actually looked. Well, 1 second, sir.
That was at 6:59.59. All right, well, guys, it is 7 o'clock. So I'm going to go ahead and call our regular meeting for May 8th, 2025 to order and turn things over to Commissioner Johnson to lead us in.
Let's pray. Lord, please be with us as we do the town's business tonight. We constituents, do thanks to our friends, do those who are lost and those who say, leave you out. Do this. Please lay your hands on this and let us do this right. And pray. Amen. All right, next up is the approval of the agenda. Do I hear a motion to approve? Second. All right, no question. The second is discussion before we vote. Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next up is item 3, public hearings. Under public hearings is item A, proposed fiscal year 2026 budget with a tax rate reduction to 0.54. I will open the hearing to the public as of 7:01 and turn things over to Mr. Page for second quarter.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I have all the slides from the budget workshop if anyone's interested. The Youngsville Board of Commissioners was presented to the manager's proposed budget for fiscal year 2026 during their April 10th meeting. The draft annual 2026 budget is anticipated no new taxes and includes a tax cut as requested by the board at our budget workshop. It is presented here for your consideration and potential adoption. Upon the heels of the recent reevaluation, the addition of each penny on our current tax rate is anticipated to bring in about $61,800 in revenue.
All right, thank you for that. And having heard that, we will go ahead and move forward to open things up to comments from the public. Is there anyone here that would like to make any comments to the public hearing? All right, hearing none, we'll go ahead and close the hearing as of 7:02 and move into citizens' comments. I know we have one that is listed here, Ms. Robbie Close Adams. The floor is yours.
Okay,
you can state your name and address.
My name is Robbie Close Adams. I live at 219 December Street, and I was on my way to karaoke, but I had to stop in first and recognize that this week is Municipal Clerks Week, and I wanted to acknowledge Youngsville's town clerk, Emily Hurt. As her deputy, I usually am her right hand, but over this past year, I became her right hand and her left hand. And when she came back, she notably slapped me on the left hand and said, I'm back now, I got this. And even though most days she needs a sneakers bar because she's not her usual self, charge it not to her heart, but to her head. Because I know she loves me, I know she loves Youngsville, and I know she loves her job. So at this time, I would like to congratulate Emily Hurd. I love you very much, and for many, many more years of Clerk Week to come, serving at the pleasure of the board.
I was never going to do this again. Now make sure the lighting is fine. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you so much. All right. Having heard that, I will move forward to any additional citizen comments. So, any additional citizen comments for tonight? Here none, we'll move on into the consent agenda. Actually requested here is to accept the consent agenda as submitted. Do I hear a motion to approve? The person is second. Any discussion before we vote? All right. Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Carries. Old business. Adopt proposed budget for fiscal year 2026 with a tax rate of 0.54 for $100 valuation. Requested here to adopt proposed budget for fiscal year 2026 with a tax rate of 0.54.
Mayor, if I may, I apologize. This motion was from the piece of I would to adopt the ordinance adopting the proposed budget for the town of Youngsville fiscal year 2026, the fee schedule for fiscal year 2026, and setting the fiscal year 2026 tax rate for limited as 0.0054.
We got a first and a second. Now we're in discussion. Any discussion before we move to vote? Having discussion items, assuming through this phase or items through this budget, I know it's a lot of diligence that went into that. So everyone can mention for that. Again, we got first and second. If there's no more discussion, I'll call for the vote. Hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? All right. That's what it said. New business, special event application, Burnt Barrel Halloween and Fun. So, see, do you have some items that you want to discuss?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Or you can just sit there.
I have before you today a special event permit. Downtown businesses have been just on the past couple years with events. It's really been lively. The town has gotten to enjoy a lot of fun, community feeling days and nights, and this works is the way that people need something from the town. They come to me and they say, hey, this is my plan for an event. I'm gonna, like, how can I get maybe a police officer or road closures? In this case, Amy from the Barrel is going to do a fun run on how weekend, that runs from her barrel to our manager from back. And that she has come to the board to talk about options for potentially sponsoring this event, helping with potential road closures. I did speak with staff spoke with Chief Whitley about this for the potential impact to the police officers on duty, student officers on duty, that have many responsibilities there. And in keeping with this, for the extra police officers, what we've done is, in the past, is have the applicant pay the police time and pay the police schedule, but so yes, that's an option to have 2 extra officers on shift where maybe the applicant pay that, or other option if no roads were closed, if it was sort of a fun run club type of thing, then no police would be needed. So that's the discussion I brought to you today. I'll just let Amy chat a little bit if you have any extra thoughts or anything.
Amy Cove, I live at 35 Northfield Lane in Youngsville, and my business is at 135 in Youngsville. So looking to do a fun run, and I said to Steve when I started talking to her about it, I said nothing serious like cat, like mega run. Just looking for it to be super silly and fun, something around Halloween that was a little bit different than the usual everybody dressed up in party type of thing. And in talking about it a little bit more, it's so much less space and space of time than like a weekly run club that I don't actually think that we needed all years. So yeah, I don't think that we necessarily need anything. I just wanted to cross all T's and dot all I's and make sure that everything was okay.
Do you have a route in mind?
So it would start at Front Barrel, go up the close part of College Street, up to Irene Mitchell and straight back.
How many people do you anticipate having?
It's
Really fun, so I know. It's a great idea. So my only concern is that people come down there and then they turn right there and bank, like that.
No, they're not turning anywhere.
No, your people aren't. Cars. They don't, that's really the only place that cars don't typically, they can get around you. But if they're coming up over that hill, like the school would be on your left, and then they would be turning left, how do you feel about having a person standing there, not a police officer, to just kind of give that heads up, just someone with a vest that just stands there and they just politely just talk to people that drive by and they don't necessarily stop traffic.
Yes. I have a gazillion homes that barely might know everything yet.
Well, I don't know a lot of so maybe someone stands there with an orange vest just to promote awareness.
Folks run on the roadways all the time and don't require road closures. Particularly with a first event where we're not sure how many people are going to show up. If 10,000 people show up, then hey, the gentlemen are, and there will be police officers.
I agree. I don't think the roads need to be closed. And honestly, I put together a 5K and wait for something giving 2,800 people and to share the road event. We closed no roads. So I really don't believe that the roads need to be closed. But just sometimes people come up over that hill quickly. I just thought maybe if someone standing there in orange vest, they see the orange vest first before they see people. It just might be helpful. That's just an idea. Yeah.
Certainly, I'm there for having done it.
Thanks.
Could we use the info time? It's already constantly on the street.
That gentleman would be the first.
I was like, I figure out the weekends, but like putting up there like, hey, FYI, fun running ahead, or like running or something, just add that.
There's usually a request for that. The request goes through, gets approved by chief. I think we can definitely do that. But as far as Paige mentioned earlier about the turnout, how it's going to be, that's all. Public safety is our number one concern. So putting somebody that's out there and they don't have to direct traffic, they get hit by a car, counts liable.
Yeah, I'm definitely not telling them to direct traffic. I just feel like if someone's even just standing there down the road from my a little bit, then it's just so that the driver now has more awareness of what's going on around them because they see that. Yeah.
Pretty much 10% of the ability of officers on the street. More or less.
And you just run out and miss one back.
That's it. Like we're in Northern.
Well, I'm assuming they're going to be dressed up in Halloween attire.
That's the goal.
I got you. Yeah, it makes sense to me. I really don't see any difference for my club. I would think, is there any kind of like, are you planning on having any kind of registration board, just kind of get an idea of like, it's to the point, if it's 150 people, it's probably not a huge deal. Right. If it's 1,050, then it's a bigger deal. So
If it had a done events in town, if it looks like I'm starting to get that kind of a response to it, maybe we can revisit that. Everybody will have to sign paper. So I can always look to push that pre-event as opposed to at registration.
The idea is simply getting back. Is there like, and it's not in social district, could be like, could that be temporary social district or something that's not good enough? Could that be temporary social district or something that's not good enough? Yeah, probably like that. No, just put down our production influence also the bit. We are like, yeah.
We could rewrite the resolution for that, but I wouldn't recommend people not on sidewalks
spear down my hand.
If you last and put your thoughts in the food,
I think that sounds super fun. She's bringing it to the town.
all right.
So the grant does not remove closure, then there wouldn't need to be an adoption of the resolution.
All right. Then that just sounded very informational. So I would say as we get closer to it, if obviously you have a ton of people that has done, I'm assuming it's going to correlate with the parties that you're out there and that. So, yeah, if it's just, I would say just keep in mind communication with Sourcey and okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. Next up, reports and other business. We've been in successful mode for a while, and the main event is coming up next Saturday. It's a combination of a couple of years of planning, so I'm very excited about what that's going to look like. We've got to figure out some slight issues with the parade, but it would be kind of cool. I mean, we've already got the longest running Christmas parade in the state of North Carolina. It would be cool to have the longest running Centennial parade in the state of North Carolina, even if it's only 4 days. Yeah, I am looking very much so to that. Unfortunately, I'm not able to make the meeting tomorrow due to a work issue, so I will be out of town. But I trust that you guys will be able to handle that and get everything buttoned down. And if there's any questions, and we can get those answered. So this weekend is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there in advance. And Franklin County Chamber of Commerce golf tournament today went well. I was certainly the D player on the team, but it was fun, and hopefully they raised a lot of money. And I will echo Ms. Robbie's comments about our Thursday are amazing. They keep us on the straight and narrow without trouble, and do a ton of work behind the scenes, and no one understands probably when the word appreciates. So congratulations to you guys for that. I think that's all I have right now, and I'll turn things over to Commissioner Ray.
I second that about Emily. She's wonderful. And I actually have nothing else to say.
Okay, Commissioner Pershing.
The Franklin County EDC did an event at Home Slice on Wednesday. I was there as well as Will. It was a good turnout. Seems like that's something that the EDC is going to be trying to turn up here. More small businesses get together in. So guys out there. Youngsville Mouth, they have enough new business in there as well. Right down there across the street from Village Farms. That'd be good across. He's coming from a larger practice. Sorry about that.
Anything else? That's it. All right, Mr. Gray.
I'll add on to that same building on there. Village Farms embrace martial arts will be this summer, and the group help us to see this. And this month next one, like that. And then they're looking forward to that. Next Thursday, we obviously invite for the weekend officials for second. So we should get those very hard. And then on May 30th, we have the Parks and Rec golf tournament. We will have done something we've already found out, so we'll still have more to about the golf if you want to join the fun, the special. Next Campo meeting is May 21st. But then we're excited to see the results of the public engagement that Campo has come over class. That one will be 2 months. So look forward to seeing what feedback we get from that.
So thank you, Matt. Commissioner Johnson.
I think sometimes will be time to play with next week. So the mayor and I tried and picked up they one bag of trash all the time. But
I did 8 on 7 also.
we went down to 3.
Yeah.
It was a pretty turnout. We had a really whole afternoon. We got our stuff really down. A few great gentlemen who spent much time watching the record passed away suddenly. So other than that, that's all we got. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. And do you want to call it? I was waiting. All right. Ms. April Jones, our city legal counsel. Do you have anything that you need to add?
Well, thank you to Emily for everything she does to make my life better and easier. And I don't have any public updates today, but we're hoping to have some of you guys in the next month.
Sounds good. And we'll turn things over to Savage Stage.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have a couple. It is Flag Appreciation Week, and I also want to extend our appreciation to Flag and Flag for their work here. Next week happens to be Police Department Appreciation Week. So we have Officer Houston and Captain Bucky here, and want to extend on behalf of the town our appreciation for them and the work that the officers do throughout the middle of the night when we're all sleeping soundly in our beds. Probably because they're not. I also wanted to mention for anybody who is reading between the lines, there is a Temple Centennial Spectacular. It starts on Saturday the 17th. You can go to Muddy Park and enjoy the whole day for free with the kiddos. It's a fantastic space. I think almost everybody knows about that, but just to make sure in case somebody pulls it up on YouTube, that it is starts the parade at 10 and will run until fireworks 8:45ish in Muddy Park. The batting cage lighting that was requested, our Parks and Rec director has diligently communicated with great frequency with Duke Power, and they have sent out no less than 4 people to measure the distance between the batting cage and where the existing poles are. So we hope to have some lighting out there eventually. Maybe it'll make it for a cold ball. It is impressive how slowly some of these procedures can move. We have bounced the repaving schedule a little bit due to some sewer and water work. West Franklin Street was bounced to fiscal year 2027. The county came to Planner Garcia, myself as supervisor of Dorper, and asked us if there was was a way that we could reorganize the funding for that, because they anticipate doing $1 million worth of sewer and water work on the blocks of West Franklin, Winston, South, Northwest Railroad, and then Winston on the east side, East Franklin, Cross, Southern Winston. So that work should take place soon, which will mean that our fiscal year 2025, meaning the next few weeks, repaving schedule is Anderson Park, Southeast Railroad, and then the Wheaton portion is not the fire department. Anderson Park actually should start Monday the 12th. Our assistant town manager, Floyd Dorning, is up on that street last week, early not recently, to notify those folks of that repaving. And then fiscal year 2026 will be North Cross Street, East Franklin, and then the Wheaton Fire Department portion. And then rounding that up to year 27 will be Franklin Park, Back Lane, and West Franklin Street. That's a little different than I gave you during the budget retreat, because one, we moved the one that Mr. Hershey recommended to make the numbers balance, but then also we bumped West Franklin for Patterson Drive. So Patterson Drive will be in fiscal year 2025. And then I had two other items. The Commissioner Brand mentioned the US 1 full study. And we think, do we want to have a resolution one way or the other for that? If so, perhaps we could authorize Commissioner Brand as our CANTO representative to present a resolution, and then we could draft that offline with Mayor Flowers, myself, and Mayor Pro Tem Scott Brand to present to CANTO. Or if you don't want to take action on it, then that we took action at the CANTO meeting, that would also be sufficient. I apologize for that. I thought about that before the meeting today.
Have we received a full study from this method? I feel like there's pieces of it that we do, but what that about is the full study.
First off, that there was no official defense for ministry having to. The other item that I had, and this one is under for you all as well, and I apologize for the multiple left field. The intersection of East Franklin Street and North Cross Street has been brought to our attention numerous times. What our engineers recommended was, if we wanted to slow traffic through there, to install a very small roundabout. The roundabout would be between 5 and 10 feet in diameter. I asked the police department and the fire department for the feedback, and both of them said they don't see any issues with it. They don't anticipate going at speed through this intersection anyway. It's on many routes to serve folks, but it's not the primary route. And the design of this roundabout would mean that it was about 3 inches tall of the asphalt. If a car were to hit it without accelerating, then it would likely cause some damage to the vehicle. But we would have the appropriate signage up so that, just like somebody running into a power pole, you can damage your vehicle if you don't drive it right. There wouldn't be any sort of a planter or such in it. As you can see in the image, the design vehicle, the SC30, that vehicle drives over the top of the roundabout in order to make it inside the existing pavement. And it's not anticipated that there will be many left turns by vehicles like this at that location, but it would allow for, if an individual has to have a moving truck moving in and out, that vehicle would be able to drive over the roundabout slope. It's my recommendation that the board not consider this for voting tonight. We can bring it before you at your next meeting. But I wanted you to be aware, as we receive the information, that this is something that we're considering as a traffic calming option for neighborhoods getting the feedback we receive from the citizens. If it works here, I think the board ought to consider the installation of the same for similarly impacted neighborhoods. And now you get into cost. If one intersection is $40,000, how many intersections do we anticipate needing those treatment at? I'm not sure how many neighborhoods I would consider a similarly situated one, but it's worth pondering over the next month, especially given that that's about a penny on our tax rate.
Any questions, comments, concerns, Mr. Consider
I have been serving interim public works director in a lot of work done with the team, and they've pulled together and they've been able to do a lot of work. Just mainly 3 guys. I've been up here and there where I can, but proud of those guys for doing as much work as they're doing with $1 million. So I like that.
And
During our grand finale of the sesquicentennial, the Franklin High School Band will start us out at 7:30 with the national anthem and a couple of other songs. The mayor will do an opening speech, and there will be a mix of speeches and presentations throughout. But there's also some time set aside for the commissioners if you would like to speak during the grand finale. And then the quilt will be presented. A photo of John Young is being presented to the Young family during the museum, their time during that day. They will also present that during the grand finale as well. We will hand out the trophies for our tournaments during the grand finale, and then Mayor Pro Tem Graham has offered to do our closing speech right before the fireworks. So if you would like to speak, there will be time set aside for you. I know you hate it. Sorry. I know it's at the end of the day, everybody's going to be hot and sweaty and tired and all of that, but and it's not a lot of time because I know that everybody does, they want to get to the fireworks as quickly as possible. That's going to be the highlight of the day. But if you have any questions on the scheduling, we are still sending out our marketing. I don't know if Lucy wants to add on to that or not. She has done an amazing job with the marketing so far. But we are still sending out information for the parades. We still have a few spots for some of our tournaments. I believe the pickleball is maxed out. and I think it actually has a wait list on it. The others still have a little bit of room. We still have some vendor spaces, but the food trucks are maxed out with 2 on a waiting list, and I think Alyssa said about 60 vendors so far. So it's looking good. Any questions or if you need any information, any more of the printouts and stuff like that, just let us know. It's going to be a great weekend. The weather's going to be beautiful. Nothing's going to go wrong. It's just going to be perfect. And the golf tournament only has 4 left. So anybody that wants to register needs to do it soon because they are almost maxed out on that too.
All right. You got anything, Ryan?
That'll do it.
Okay. There's no need for closed session, so next up on the agenda is to adjourn. Do I hear a motion to adjourn? Move to adjourn. Okay. You got a first and a second. Any discussion before we vote? Hearing none. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Better not be. 7:30.
No, I still should have